Now today I'm speaking to Toby Wilson, who's one half of a musical pairing called Breeze and Wilson. I got that right, haven't I, Toby?
That's
eventually.
right.
Yeah, eventually. Oh, good stuff. Now you're actually in to speak to us today about a particular track that you've recorded as a musician, which has got a particular resonance at the moment locally. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I wrote the song that we're talking about today to support the dairy farmers in their campaign that they're fighting to get a better share and a better cut from the supermarkets and the milk producers, the processors. I'll be honest with you, Steve, I didn't have a great deal of knowledge about this until I got a phone call from my brother, who works for a team of, he's a director in a firm of solicitors who work almost exclusively, not far away from here, actually up in Holland Ward. I don't know if that's in your
Holland Ward's definitely like that, yeah.
He works for Nigel Davies Solicitors, and he was actually at the protests at Foston Dairy on the 25th of July, which I believe you guys covered.
That's right, yeah.
And I got a call from him at around about 10 o'clock that evening, asking if I'd consider writing a protest song to support the campaigners. My brother knows that I've been writing and recording music for many years, and I've recorded many radio jingles and that kind of thing, so he knew that I could work quickly into a brief. So I got nothing else to do that night, and I'd had a couple of beers, so I thought I'd give it a go.
All the best ideas.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now, there's quite a long tradition, isn't it, of you go back to sort of like American folk songs and things like. It's quite a strong tradition of like protest based in agricultural movements. In fact, further back than that.
Yeah, like I say, Steve, I mean, this came to me really out of the blue. I mean, I'm aware of songs that have, been written to support, like the miners' strike and Billy Bragg and all that kind of thing. But I had a 20-minute conversation with my brother, and I got a real sort of, just a basic grasp of the fundamental issues, and I put the song together very, very quickly indeed. And the first draft actually was a little bit too angry. One of the campaign groups, Farmers for Action, got in touch with me the next day and said, "Oh, maybe you could, tone it down a bit, and maybe then it'll be a little bit more broadcastable." So that's what I did. Then the following evening, once I'd shared this newer version on Twitter, I got a call from a chap called Johan Tasker, who's a senior reporter for Farmers Weekly, who wanted to use the soundtrack that I'd recorded, the song, as a soundtrack for a YouTube video featuring video footage from the protests. So that's how it came about. Okay.
Now, the song itself, did you record it on a home studio, or what did you do?
I've been recording at home for many, many years. I've got a very simple, the days are gone where you need racks and racks of equipment these days. I've got a MacBook Pro, some good quality equipment, good quality mics, and just one studio room really, and I do a lot of recording in there. I recorded all the instruments. I played banjo, double bass, dobro, guitar. So as I say, the song came together really, really pretty quickly. And in my mind at the time, like I say, I'm used to sort of writing to specific briefs, and at the time I wanted something that was a bit rough around the edges, a bit of a feel-good song, but at the same time getting across a serious message. And the idea is that I'm assuming that there's a big chunk of the general public who are not aware of the issues within the dairy farming industry, just as I wasn't. And if this song can somehow, through the media, make it into people's ears through the radio or the television, then it gets the message out there, and gets more public support, or that's the intention for the plight of the farmers. And I think the general public are firmly behind the campaigns once they realise that the true picture, and that is that many small dairy farms that have been in families for generations are now struggling to continue because they're producing milk at a loss because of the way that the money is divided up by the big corporations.
So how can people get hold of this tune then?
Right, well, the tune is available on iTunes. I made it available on iTunes. If you search on iTunes SOS Dairy song, I've pledged the first £500 that it makes, if it makes that much, through iTunes to a farming charity called the Royal Agricultural Benevolent Institution. Now, I have no idea if it's going to make 50p or £50,000, but definitely the first £500 is going to them. There's also a ringtone. There's all sorts of things, but probably the easiest way to get information is through our website, the website of the duo that I play with, perform with, which is breezeandwilson.com, www.breezeandwilson.com. We do a lot of, if you don't mind me making a quick plug, Steve, we've done an awful lot of fundraising over the last sort of 6 or 7 years for charities and village halls all over Staffordshire and Derbyshire. So if anyone wants to get in touch, there's all sorts of feedback on our website where people can get information from.
Yeah, we're a firm believer on this radio station that the music should speak for itself. So Toby Wilson, introduce your track.
Okay, so this is the song that I wrote to support the UK dairy farmers in their plight to get a better cut of the money made from milk, and it's the SOS Dairy song.
Great.
All right.
I think that was cracking, mate. I've clearly done this before. It's all about making my life easy for me.
Yeah.
Right, so what we're going to do now is save this.